Welcome, my sons and daughters. My name is Elder George, and I am Chief of Men's Action to Rebuild Society, an organization that fosters a natural way of life for humankind. Today's video is titled Palin, Sarah Palin, Palin and the Ruling Aristocracy. That happens to be the title of my last essay on mensaction.net. That's MENSACTION.net. And I considered it to be of sufficient importance to make this video as well. I don't normally make political videos or essays, and I don't consider that women should be in the political process. So you might wonder why I devote time and energy to the Palin issue. All aspects of the media have exhibited a frenzy of activity since Palin's announcement that she would not finish her term in office. She has been the butt of jokes by television comedians, news analysts, talk show hosts, columnists, and bloggers. Why? 99% of America never heard of Sarah Palin before last year. Why the obsession with her now? Her political accomplishments have been minimal. As the vice presidential candidate, she was on the losing end of the last election, and she has now stepped down from her governorship. Look, that's it. Compare her to Hillary Clinton, who was First Lady for 8 years, then Senator from New York, now Secretary of State. She went to prestigious universities. She has a law degree. And she's part of the elite Washington establishment. Sarah Palin, on the other hand, went to a few small-town colleges before graduating from the University of Idaho with a bachelor's degree. She's in essence a country girl who did modestly well in business and in politics in a rural state. Why then does the media devote so much time and space to her? Why do they debase her at every opportunity? Can she possibly be a threat to the existing power structure? The answer is yes. The power structure of America consists of a moneyed class of Eastern educated people who have a controlling hold on American politics and finance. Some of the powerful names in the establishment are the Rockefellers, the Kennedys, and the Bushes. They visit one another, are friends, have many intimacies. These people constitute the Eastern establishment, and they are the ruling aristocracy of America. The nature of aristocracies is that they think they know what's best for the people. Usually, there's no one on the inside that represents those on the outside. And herein lies the appeal to Palin and the threat to the ruling establishment. Sarah Palin speaks for simple folk who believe in family, God, accountability, and self-sufficiency. When have you last heard these values addressed politically? In the recent presidential campaign, there was no mention of family in the platforms of either party. There was no reference to God either. Regarding accountability, we live in the era of the victim psyche. Everyone is a victim of something, and therefore there's no accountability. Regarding self-sufficiency, the ruling aristocracy does everything in its power to stifle that quality. It wants people to be on the dole so that they will become completely dependent upon the government. Sarah Palin reflects the values not only of the people of the state of Alaska, but of the mountain states, people who live in rural America as well. The Pennsylvania blue-collar worker who looks forward to hunting season, the shrimp boat operator on the Gulf Coast, the dairy farmer in New York State, the citrus grower in Florida identify with the Palin message, as do many middle-class wives and mothers all over America. In an article about Palin, a negative article, in Newsweek magazine, the writer quoted consultant Roger Stone as saying, like Nixon, 20% of the country will be with her forever. The ruling aristocracy shudders at hearing those figures. The concern of the establishment is not that Palin has the potential to be another Nixon, or the ability to rally the troops, groom herself for the presidency, or even revitalize the Republicans. No. First of all, the Republicans are not worth revitalizing. They're part of the ruling aristocracy. They control the presidency in both houses of Congress and showed that they could outspend the Democrats. And they fostered the greed, fraud, and general corruption of Wall Street. There is no viable organization that can pose a threat to those in power. The concern of the ruling aristocracy has to do with the potential discontent among the people that the tens of millions of people who identify with Palin's message can create. The entire Western world is tightening its grip on the populace. My sons and daughters, people have begun to instinctively feel the noose of government coming around their neck. This is especially true in the United States, where Sarah Palin, unknowingly, is awakening the people to the approaching evil. There are those who are against what this administration is doing, but I have bad news for you. They will not prevail. Being against something is never enough to bring about change. We are witnessing the final stages of the demise of Western society because of its feminine, materialistic, passive, and impotent thinking. Absolute government control is close at hand, and that will be followed by its demise. Those who survive will one way or another come to the understanding that patriarchy is the natural way of life that will sustain their survival. Men's action provides the seeds that will enable the living of that life. The clock is running out, my brothers and sisters, my sons and daughters. It's time for you to act and get involved and support men's action to rebuild society. Don't wait until the aristocracy has got you in its vice. I thank you for tuning in today. You can learn more about us at mensaction.net, MENSACTION.net. I hope to hear from you. Until then, I send you my love.